How you doing? I'm LEGO Master Reviews, and today I'll be doing a review on the LEGO Icon Set 10327, the Dune Atreides Royal Ornithopter. This set has 1,369 pieces and retails for $164.99 in the US. The set includes 8 exclusive minifigures as well as the main build being the Ornithopter, so with that out of the way, let's jump right on into this review. Taking a look at the box first, you can see you get the LEGO logo as well as the Dune logo there. You can also see the beautiful Ornithopter right in the front. On the top of the box, you'll find all the different minifigures included in the set, as well as the printed piece that is in the set being the Atreides logo. And when you take a look at the back of the box, you'll find another beautiful shot of the Ornithopter, as well as just an image from the movie and just different play features of the set. I also just wanted to point out how much I love this beautiful kind of tan bricks representing sand here. I think it looks so cool and definitely fits with the theme of the set. On one side of the box, you'll find Atreides Royal Ornithopter written. On the other side of the box, you'll see it says LEGO Dune as well as an actual picture of the Ornithopter. On the very bottom of the box, you'll find just more of that beautiful kind of tan brick detailing. I think it looks so cool once again here, and it definitely fits with the theme of the set. When I opened the box, I was very surprised to see this very long cardboard box holding the wings, as well as this paper package holding the capes and this plastic bag holding the windshields. On the instructions, you can see the LEGO and Dune logo as well as the beautiful Ornithopter on the front. The first page really isn't all that interesting, but when you turn to the second page, you can see an actual picture of the Ornithopters. It was a little bit of a read-up on the Dune movies and books, which is really awesome. And the shot of the two Ornithopters from the movie also looks so cool. I'm really glad they included that there as kind of like a reference photo to the set. On the page after that, you get a read-up of every single character included in this set, which is so cool, and you can feel free to pause and read up on any of them if you'd like. And I think it's pretty cool they did this for anyone that maybe was interested in the set but has never seen the movie or knows anything about the characters. This is kind of a nice read-up to kind of get to know the characters included in the set, which is pretty cool. On the page after that, you get another shot of the Ornithopter from the movie, as well as a little bit of a read-up of how the set came to be, so you can feel free to pause and read it if you'd like as well. And after this page of the instructions, you just jump on into building the actual set. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at all the minifigures now. And the first minifigure we're going to take a look at here is Paul Atreides, and personally I don't really love the hairpiece they included. I would have gone for maybe this hairpiece you can see here, and I might make a video kind of upgrading all the minifigures from this set, but still I think the hairpiece is good enough, just definitely not perfect. I do like the face print though. I think it does kind of resemble Paul Atreides, and he has kind of a polite smile there and then more of an angry expression on the other side. You can also see a little bit of back printing there, which is pretty nice. You can also see a little bit of detailing on the torso there, and that Atreides logo is a little bit inaccurate. That's more of what the Duke Leto has on his royal outfit, whereas Paul really doesn't have that detailing, so that is inaccurate unfortunately. But you could obviously swap the heads between the two and kind of get a more accurate look for the Duke, and you could have a still suit on Paul, which I think is really cool, and I like how you get so many included in the set. And overall, while this minifigure is definitely not perfect, I still really like him. I think he has some really great prints. The next minifigure we're going to take a look at here is Lady Jessica, and she has a really awesome gold hood piece as well as a fantastic face print underneath that. You also get a secondary face included. By just flipping that around, you can see you kind of get more of a normal face, and you also get an extra hairpiece included. And with those two inclusions, you can now put the Lady Jessica head on one of the still suits as well, which is really nice. I also really love the torso printing on here, and the back torso printing, and the dress printing also looks amazing. So this is a super detailed minifigure and a great inclusion. Next up is Duncan Idaho, and he is one of the best minifigures in the set in my opinion. I love the hairpiece they include here, and funnily enough, it's actually the same hairpiece from Tiana from the Disney 100 CMF series, but in brown this time, so that's pretty cool. I love the face print here. It's so detailed, all the stubbling detail, and even the piece of eyebrow that's missing. That is just so detailed, and I really love that. You also get a second face print with more of an angry expression there. I also really love the back torso printing it has there with the belt as well as some of the wrinkled shirt. The front torso printing is amazing as well there with some of the skin showing more of that belt. He is lacking leg printing, but I love his accessories with the knife and the larger knife. I think that's really cool and super accurate to the movie. And like I said earlier, I think this is one of the best minifigures of the set. Next up is the Duke Leto Atreides, and this is another fantastic minifigure. I'm not a giant fan of the hairpiece though. I would have gone with the Doctor Strange hair with some gray in there, but the beard does have a little bit of gray. I think that's very nice, and the face printing is also so accurate. I just love that so much. On the back, you can also see more of an angry expression. That skin tone just works absolutely perfect, so this is one of the best face prints LEGO's ever made. I also really like the back torso printing there. The front torso printing and the leg printing looks amazing as well, and his accessory is a pair of binoculars. And overall, I think this is such an accurate minifigure, and that face print is fantastic. Next up is Gurney Halleck, and just like a lot of the other minifigures in the set, this is just so accurate. The hairpiece works perfect, and that face print is also so awesome. The back face print looks amazing as well. You can see some studs on the back of that armor piece, and that's because it's the same one from Wrecker and the Dark Troopers from the Star Wars wave, but it has a little bit of printing on there, and the printing on the torso perfectly matches the printing on the armor piece, so that's very nice. And it's nice to have the option if you don't want that bulky armor piece, even though I think it is very accurate. I think the back torso printing looks amazing as well, and there's also some very nice leg printing, and his accessories accessory is like a very large like machete or knife. So overall, another very accurate minifigure. Next up is Dr. Liet Kynes, and I love the hairpiece they included here. It's the same one from Mordo from the Sanctum Sanctorum, but I think it does look very good. I love the face printing as well there with the mask on that side and the other side that's unmasked, and those blue eyes look fantastic there. I also really like the front torso printing. It's the same one from the other still suits, but it does look great and just very accurate. She also has like this really nice like tan ripped up cape. I think that looks super awesome. And she even includes the hooks that the Fremen use to like ride the sandworms. I think that's also a really great detail. So this minifigure is super accurate, and I really like the cape she includes. Next up is Channing, and personally, I'm not a giant fan of the hairpiece LEGO decided to use here, but I do really like the face printing there with the mask, and on the other side, you can actually see another face print. I think that one is so accurate as well. I think that's one of the most accurate face prints of the set, in my opinion. I really like the like tan scarf they included here. You don't normally see that, like a scarf piece in that color, so that's very nice to see here, and it's going to be great for customs in the future. I also really love her accessory being the Chris knife. I think that looks very awesome. It's a nice little detail I think fans will appreciate. And overall, other than the hairpiece, I think this minifigure looks fantastic. And lastly, here's the Baron Harkonnen. This minifigure looks crazy. Now the face print's great as well as the like awesome cloth piece there. And bro has really stolen all the clone waistcoats from the last 2 years, but whole jokes aside, I think it looks amazing. A lot of people were thinking that the face print's the same one from Luthen Rail / Eric Selvig, since it's the same actor, but it's actually not. You can see the Eric Selvig one has like eyebrows, and the facial expressions are just a little bit different. There's actually no back head print on the Baron because obviously he's bald, so it really wouldn't work. As far as the legs and torso go, there's actually zero detailing. I'm going to show you that right now. But just taking a look at that cloth piece, it's like 2 little notches around the neck there, and then like the other piece is just 1 little notch around the neck. And when you take that off, you can see there's actually zero like torso and leg printing. It really wasn't necessary. It makes sense why there isn't. But yeah, you can see it's pretty plain. The stand is actually made of like a neck attachment that LEGO uses in like the Falcon minifigures and stuff, and it's like a long clear piece on like a little base. So I think that's pretty funny, but it definitely works, and you can just sit the minifigure on top of there, so that's very cool. The cloth piece is also so cool. I've literally never seen LEGO make anything like this for a minifigure, and it's just so detailed as well, with like that, the like nice printing in the front, if that's what you could call it, and then you also got like the LEGO logo there. And overall, I think this is one of the most unique minifigures LEGO's ever made. I think the minifigure selection in this set is absolutely fantastic. I mean, every single minifigure is exclusive and has new prints, and the Baron is absolutely insane. And I love the fact that they included so many still suits. You can have Paul in a still suit or Lady Jessica, and you don't have to go out and like buy multiple copies to do that. And there's so much potential with customs now, and I think it was a very smart decision on LEGO's part to include multiple different suits. Now taking a look at the Atreides Royal Ornithopter, it is a bit big, so I had to actually go to a different spot to review, and you kind of get a hint on my upcoming videos with the background there. But yeah, now jumping into the actual main set, you can see a printed Atreides logo there. I think that's such a cool part, as well as a really awesome like windshield piece. Flipping that around is basically identical. You get that exact same print as well as the same windshield piece. On the very front of the set, you can see the landing gear there, as well as I believe it's supposed to be like has like headlights on this thing, which looks very cool. You can also open up the set, as you can see, and you can see the interior there. I'll show you a better look at that in a minute, but you can like move the levers and stuff. And again, that piece kind of just rotates up and down. The other side works the exact same. You just lift it up, and it's kind of one of those like Technic pieces, so it works very nicely. And the piece in the very front is actually a brand new mold, and I heard in an interview that the designer is based off this like windshield piece from the classic Obi-Wan Starfighter set. I think that's such a cool little detail to a classic LEGO Star Wars set. In the very middle of this set, you can see it's a lot of Technic. Like, this is definitely a Technic set in disguise. I mean, that entire interior, as well as like the bottom and the landing gear, is all Technic. Like, the ramp actually really doesn't lead to an interior. It's kind of just there with some studs, but it still does look nice. On the back, you can see some more studs there, and it's a little bit more detail. And one of the few complaints I have about this is the fact that there's some like red and yellow parts just exposed everywhere. Kind of takes you out of the set. Personally, I don't like hate it that much to where like I hate the set, but it's definitely noticeable, and I wish they would have just made those pieces in black to kind of like blend with the set. Inside the cockpit, there's room to see 2 minifigures, and they just sit on there. You can see some studs there, and that's where you set that piece on. There's also a printed piece inside there. It's more of a generic one that you see in a bunch of Star Wars sets, but it is there nonetheless. Now moving on to the play features of the set, there's so many, but you can see here there's a spring, and you just push that piece forward, and the wings come deployed. It is absolutely crazy. These wings are so long, but it looks so cool. These are like the second longest mold LEGO's ever made. I'm pretty sure the longest one's like a plane wing or something, but these are absolutely crazy, and I can't wait to see where like LEGO uses these in the future. The second play feature is to move the landing gear, and you can see like a little knob there on that side, and you can also see a knob on the other side. And when you twist those, you can actually move the back ramp and the landing gear, and I'm going to show you how that works right now. You just twist it, and you can see it moves up and kind of locks in place. I think that is so cool, and it works the exact same way to lower it down. Again, it's so cool just to watch and twist, and it's just very satisfying. And the last play feature is probably the most cool one, and you can actually use this piece back here, and it actually allows you to move the wings. You have to make sure you put a lot of force on it though, and make sure you like pull it up, and that's how the wings can move, and it just looks so cool. Like, that is just so satisfying to work with. One problem I do have is that piece right there does tend to fall off a lot if you use it quite a bit, and it does get a bit annoying. And honestly, you could just remove that if you wanted to so it didn't fall off, but that is just a little complaint I have with it. And the fact they kind of have to push it up pretty far does get annoying sometimes, but it just works so cool, and like kind of making it face towards you, it looks awesome, especially with the wings deployed and everything. I think it's so cool and just such an awesome model. And you can also display the set with like the minifigures kind of like boarding the ship, as well as just like the Duke Leto like driving in, Gurney Halleck in there. There's definitely a lot of potential there, and it looks very cool when you do that. But that's going to do it for my review on the LEGO Dune Atreides Royal Ornithopter. Overall, I think this is an absolutely fantastic set. If you're a fan of Dune, I cannot recommend this set enough, but if you're not a fan of Dune, you don't like Technic, this probably isn't one I can recommend. It's a very complex set, one of the hardest sets I've had to build as far as like Technic goes, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart, but I think if you're a fan of Dune, you're going to absolutely love this one. I think the minifigures are fantastic, and the model itself is so fun to play around with and just looks absolutely amazing on display. So overall, I don't give this out much, but I would give this set a 10 out of 10. I love it so much. I think it's one of the best sets LEGO's ever made, in my opinion, and it's definitely going to be in my top 10 sets of 2024. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this set, and let me know if you're excited for Dune Part 2. I personally can't wait, and I hope you all enjoyed this review and have an incredible day.